So when we put all of these things into like our notebooks and we say, okay, here's who I am, here's who they are, here are the things I'm looking for, then what? Well, let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk a little bit about profiles. And I'm going to actually pull up my Dating Kinky book right now, and I'm going to use some of my profile information, because I have this little mini class. It's called The 8 Commandments of Dating Profiles. And essentially, when it comes right down to it, the basic premise is, when it comes to people online, nobody cares about you. You hear that? Nobody cares about you until you give them a reason. It's that simple. When people are browsing your profile, they care about what you can offer them, what value you can bring to their lives. And they care about how you can make their life better. And they care about what they want from a partner. That's what's important to them. And it can seem a little depressing to understand that, hey, we're all out for ourselves when it comes to online, but that's the way it is. And when you realize that, yeah, you're out for yourself too, and they're out for themselves, and if you look at that and you realize the power in that, it makes it so much easier. Because instead of sitting there and talking about yourself all the time, blah, 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 you can talk to the person you're trying to market to. You're going to talk to the person that you're hoping to attract. It's permission to be authentic. Yes, exactly that. Be yourself and present yourself. So here are the 8 commandments in a relatively shortened form. So, first one, thou shalt not use an obnoxious username. So, I had somebody the other day who came up with what was it? It was something like stretched out asshole for you. Wow. I want that person in my life. Right? Yikes. Other ones that I have in the book that I've given as examples, I can go for hours. Package to unwrap, fun liquor, now chose the best. Yes, it was actually misspelled. Pussy monster was actually kind of funny, but again, it's not a great way to connect with humans. Come in your face and ass in air. Okay? So, yeah. Commandment the second. Pick thy photos with care. And when it comes to photos, we have an entire section on Dating Kinky about picking photos, and it's Ryan can put the photo fact, frequently asked questions in there. Get creative, take good pictures. If you need privacy, this is a great way to be private, right? Of course, anybody who knows me will know my hair. But for most people, not showing eyes. In fact, this is how a lot of people on our socials do video, is they talk just like this. So the eyes are hidden, and that way they can, talk and connect and share body language and so on and so forth without showing their entire faces. There are other ways to be creative that we talk about in the book, but include lots of pictures, use interesting filters, show parts of you that you're proud of. Don't stress if you're not perfect, right? Yeah, but choose good photos. Don't make it all cartoons. Don't leave up the little FetLife question mark or the Dating Kinky logo. Put something in there that is you, that shows value, that shows who you are, even if it's like a picture of your hands. I have on my phone, and I'm going to share this because I can. I have an entire set of pictures that are my pet. He did these parts pictures for me. It was an assignment. one of the sexiest pictures, I'm going to hold this up, is that picture. It's just the hollow of his throat, right? It doesn't show anything about who he is as like an identity, but it shows a lot about who he is as a sexual, kinky, amazing person, right? I know dozens of women who have a thing. Oh, wait, here's another one. That's just his eye, right? Just like that. I know dozens of women, and then his mouth, right? Who have a thing. There's his neck. Who have a thing for hand porn. Let's see. A strong hand, right? So many options that are not your boring and are not going to show off your identity. Third commandment. Prithee, tell me why I should give a shit. And this goes back to the original concept. Nobody cares. According to Dunbar, there's only so many people that we can manage to pull into our lives. More interestingly, according to Dunbar, and this is more recently stated, every person who comes into our lives as a significant other actually takes up the space of two people. They take up the space of a friend, and they take up the space of a significant other. So that sets two potential people out of our lives in order to bring a significant other in. And so people don't give a shit about you. They give a shit instinctively about who am I going to make a priority in this huge way. Are you worth two other people in their lives? How do you make that clear? So in telling your story, put your personality into it. And I've given some examples in the book, and I'm going to share that. Like, instead of, I like board games, try something like, I am a rock star at games, especially Monopoly, Werewolf, and Exploding Kittens. Because that lets people know that you actually love games and specifies the types of games that you love. So instead of my fetish is branding, try microbranding. Microbranding is one of my specialties as a top. I love it because it's artistic and I'm particularly skilled in fine detail. I love microbranding people. It's fun for me. Instead of I like making things, try I'm super crafty and I design clothing. I taught fashion and sewing for 10 years. Here's one. I mean, how many people say, I love to travel? How about, I've been to 49 states and 8 foreign countries. I also speak 3 languages, 2 of them poorly. Right? I'm giving you reasons to care about me. 49 of 50 states. What's the state you haven't been to? I'm giving you an opportunity to connect with me over things. I love to travel as well. I haven't been to as many states, but I've been to 15 foreign countries, right? I love the outdoors and adventure and having fun. That's a great one. How about, I love being outdoors, especially cooking outdoors with friends. And last year, I spent 4 days hiking the Adirondacks, right? Give specifics. Let people know what you're into. I'm actually going to be writing, I've got a blog that's I'm forming in my head. I've got the idea and I'm figuring it out. It's show it, don't tell it. Don't tell people I'm a dominant. Tell people what I love about the lifestyle is the depth of connection and how it feels when somebody surrenders to me. The power of that vulnerability is sexy to me, and I love the responsibility that goes into managing a relationship, right? Anybody can say, I RT dominate, right? Anybody can do that. but can you show them that you know what dominance is or submission is, right? How about, I love the finer things in life, and I've hitchhiked across the country and slept on bleachers as well. Show the parts of you that are not so obvious. I'm often in 3-inch heels. I can also be counted on to lift things or help install a tin roof when friends need me. I love dogs. My only pet right now is a very sassy cat. Right? What can you do to show who you are instead of simply telling who you are? And then there's the important things that are negative. And these can be hard. Like things like, look at me. This is going to be an obvious one. I hate running. Hate it with a passion. I run like an asthmatic sloth. Don't ask me to race with you, but hiking in nature is always fun, and I can go for hours, right? I'm not going to run with you. I'm not going to do a marathon. I'm not going to be that person. However, you want to get me outside and backpacking for days, I'm your girl, right? There's so many different ways that you can present yourself. 4th commandment, verily, tell truthfully the story of your life. In other words, don't be an asshole and lie on your profile, because as soon as you lie on your profile, you're dooming your relationships. It's that simple, because you have to maintain that lie for as long as you know the person. You're starting your relationships with a lie. Don't do it. 5th, nay, do not forget thy audience. Who are you writing to? Write to that person. If you're a funny person, you're going to want to write a profile that's going to make your dates smile. You're not going to want to say, I'm funny, right? Avoid negative statements. No fakes. I don't do drama. I'm sick of cheaters. Nobody gives a shit. We've got our own problems when we're looking at your profile. We don't care like that you don't like cheaters. Most people don't like cheaters. Great. Glad we got that out of the way, right? Mark it to the... I like to actually speak to somebody. Like, if you look at my profile on FetLife, you see I'm talking casually. I like them big. Big dogs, big brains, big hearts. This is who I am as a person. I love to talk to people. Ask me out. I'll go out with you. I love to connect with people. If I'm in your city, come and see me, or tell me that, you'd like to take me out. Talk to a human. You are this type of person. Here's who I am. Here's a little bit about who I am. I'm looking for this. You are smart. You're interested in more than just a pair of tits. You like being outdoors, maybe camping, maybe backpacking, maybe hiking. But one way or another, you're going to find yourself outdoors whenever the weather lets you be there. Talk to them. And if they identify with it, they're going to connect with you, right? Pride thyself on thy spelling and grammar. Please. And I don't mean you have to be perfect. Just don't make it awful. Don't make it all text speak. Don't put up a ton of spelling errors. Yes, I understand not all of us are perfect at it. Just try to be better. Try to put some effort in. Because people are going to judge you on that shit. Whether it's fair or not, people are going to judge you on that shit. Put in some effort. Prove thyself. This goes back to show it, don't tell it. Instead of saying I love to travel, talk about travel, answer questions about travel, post photos of you traveling. Prove it. Prove who you are. Be consistent throughout your profile, throughout your postings on the internet. And then the last thing, when it comes to profile. Ask for the date. Tell people how to take the next step with you.